Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on my channel. So for this week's review, we're going to be testing out the new Benefit Microfilling Pen. This is a type of product I've actually done a review on before. I think I've actually done two if I'm not mistaken. There was one for the L'Oreal Microfilling Brow Pen thingy majiggy, and there was also a Maybelline version as well. I will link those above if you haven't already seen them. But in today's video, I'm going to be testing out the new Benefit version. This is a little bit more of a high-end type of product. It's slightly more on the expensive side. Retails for around about $22.50 online and in store. Depending on where you get it, it can maybe be slightly more expensive or slightly cheaper. Browse around people, shop smarter, not harder. Make sure if you haven't already that you subscribe to this channel, but do not forget to turn your notifications on to be told every time I post, as well as follow me on my socials because I post a lot of cute pics on there of like makeup looks that I do, as well as hinting at products that I'm going to be reviewing next. So on the packaging for this product, it says it has 3 different lengths of bristle to kind of mimic hair-like strokes. It's also smudge proof, lasts 24 hours, as well as being easy to apply. This is the box that the product comes in. Really nice packaging. I picked up for myself the deep brown shade just because my brows are more on the darker side. They are looking, however, a little bit ashy in the camera just because I think I applied my makeup and some of it went on my brows. I'll just quickly zoom in and show you what my brows look like naturally. Please excuse the choice of lashes. I don't know what I was thinking. As you can see, my brows are relatively full. However, they are quite sparse in just some areas, especially at the front, and there's like some patches. I mean, I'm quite blessed in the brow department right now. It did take a lot of growing though, I'm not gonna lie to you. So this is the packaging for the pen up close. And as you can see, this is the bristle head. It's kind of in a slanted motion just to kind of help you get that variation. I'm just gonna do a couple of brushes on the back of my hand. Oh, it's a lot lighter than I was expecting, like formula wise. Like you can almost, I've completely rubbed that away off of my hand after I've applied it. That's not a good start. So if you squint really hard, you can see all the little lines on the back of my hand. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot fairer on the back of my hand than I was expecting. I'm kind of a bit worried that maybe the type of ink and the formula that it's got might not show up on my brows. I'm really hoping that it does because I do really like Benefit products. Now that it's had time to dry though, I'm rubbing the back of my hand, and even though it's still very faint, it hasn't actually rubbed away. I think the hairs on the back of my hand are more prominent and thicker than the strokes from this pen. I'm already thinking to myself, how is this gonna go? So I've got my trusty giant oversized and overly heavy mirror just so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can see what's going on my brows. God, my lashes literally look crazy today. So I have the brow pen here. It's super light, which I quite like. I'm just gonna go in and try and create strokes. So as you can see on this part here, it's created a really nice tail to my brow, which I'm quite surprised about. Kind of got a little bit lost in this part here because my brows are quite thick, however they are slightly gappy in some places. I'm now going to try it on the front of my brow just to see how much of a difference it actually makes. So as you can see through the tail of my brow here, I've just done some hair-like strokes, and obviously they're not blended very well like on my part, but you can definitely see where they've left the lines and just made the brow look a bit thicker. My brow, even though the difference is very subtle, you can see the difference between the brow not done versus done. This one's a lot darker, a lot fuller, and I'm really impressed with the way that it filled out the tail of my brow. This brow here is still looking ashy as hell, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this. Like Benefit, you had me a bit worried for a second that I thought maybe this was going to be like the first product that I really didn't like from you guys, but you can definitely see the difference, especially far away, of what my brows look like done and not done. I wish I could lift my brow on this side, but it's like this side had Botox and this one doesn't. I haven't ever had filler in my face, just FYI, let's not start that conversation. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I'm just saying I haven't had it done. Oh my god, here we go. Lift. No, it's not going. Just done a couple more swatches on the back of my hand next to the original ones. As you can see, the original ones were there and then the new ones are there. I think now because I've used the pen and the ink has had a chance to kind of go through the entirety of the felt tip, more of the product has come through and had a chance to actually break through the initial like dryness, I guess, that maybe was there. I have a feeling that this brow is going to go a lot better than the first one just purely because of that reason. So I'm going to zoom you back in again and we're going to start hitting the second brow. God, I hate how different my brows are. Like, it's probably not noticeable to other people, but they are defo distant cousins. Look at the difference that's already made to the front of my brow. This brow has always been renowned for being more sparse at the front. Just gonna brush through my brow as they do kind of look a little bit ashy from the amount of foundation that's probably in them. It looks now like an overgrown brow instead of just a tamed one. Hang on, I gotta fix this. Okay, they were definitely right about the smudge proof thing. I left it too long in between making the mistake and trying to fix the mistake. Looking in the viewfinder, my brows look killer though. Like, this one's always better than this one. It's pure facts, nothing else. This one's looking slightly ashier still, so I'm just gonna go in and like fill it in a bit more. God, the more you use this, the inkier it gets, which is completely the opposite from what I recall happening with the other one that I did a review on. I think as you went on, it just got drier and drier, just as it mixed naturally with the foundation. But if anything, this seems to be going the other way and I'm kind of with it. Okay, so this is my brows completely done. I would say I'm relatively happy with how they look. I'm just gonna zoom you in quickly so you guys can kind of see up close what is going on my face. So this is my brow. As you can see, he's looking chunky at the front and also thick at the back. Looks way thicker on the tail of my brow here. You can see the strokes. I've done it on purpose like this so you guys can see it. I know the last few times when I've done reviews similar to this, you guys have been like, you can barely see it. It's like the ink gets swallowed up in your brows. I 100% agree with you, which is why I did it like that, so you guys can kind of see. It does apply really well over foundation too, which is a bonus. And like I said, it was a lot inkier of a formula than I expected, which is really great because a lot of the time when you are using inky products on top of your foundation, they can kind of dry up or mix up and congeal onto the tip of whatever product brush. But I remember it happening with the L'Oreal version. The Maybelline one I remember being more on the drier side too. Even though those ones are more affordable than the Benefit one, I feel like with anything, sometimes with brands you do get what you pay for. I'm just going to quickly zoom you in on my other brow so that we can compare. This brow actually looks more natural than the other one. I was quite impressed with how the inkiness of the pen really helped thicken up the front of my brow without making it look blocky. So to summarize this video, I did actually really enjoy using the Benefit micro filling pen. It was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit underwhelmed at the start just by seeing the initial strokes. Like I've mentioned like 4 times now, as it went on with using the product, weirdly it got inkier instead of drier. Packaging is on trend with all of the other Benefit products. They have a style, they run with it, it works for them. I love that. It's a lot lighter than the products that I have from their ranges before. All of the Brow Precise pencils that I've had, I think that's what they're called. Oh my god, I can't remember. I really like the one with the very thin tip to the pencil. Those were all quite weighty in packaging too. However, this one has kind of taken a different route. Whether the packaging is made out of plastic or glass or metal or whatever, it doesn't change the performance of the product. I'm not disappointed, I'm just surprised that Benefit went for that route. If anything, maybe it's just to help with performance, maybe something that you need to use a lighter hand with, then actually this might be the perfect reasoning as to why. As I said, I have used products before similar to this. This is more of like a higher end option. There are sort of like drugstore versions of this, like the L'Oreal, the Maybelline. I quite like this. I think the quality of it is really good, and as I said, I was very pleasantly surprised that the formula stayed as inky as it did. I don't know if inky is the right word. I think it might be because it kind of is inky. I found myself repurchasing the drugstore version quite a few times, like more regularly than I would do with any normal brow products I have. So maybe spending out a little bit on, say, the Benefit one, if you do use this type of product on your brows quite religiously, just because they were drying out so quickly, maybe spending out a little bit more on, say, the Benefit version might do you better because it's a lot inkier of a formula. But yeah, that was just a quick review on the new Benefit Brow Filling Pen. If you enjoyed this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up so I know. It really does help me out a lot. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description to this product in case you want to try it out for yourself, along with my social media. So if you haven't already, make sure you go and follow me on my socials, as well as subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. But do not forget to turn your notifications on to be told every time that I post, because for some reason people just don't know that I've posted and it's so frustrating. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye.